feeling good tonight. Finally feeling free and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Gonna see a princess, everything's alright. Oh, no job I answer to. Ain't a fixture in the palace zoo. No, and since the carbon night's off me, I'm living life now that I'm free, yeah. Told me get myself together, now I got myself together. Now I made it through the weather, better days are gonna get better. I'm so happy, the carbon night is gone. I'm moving on, I'm so happy that it's over now. The pain is gone. The shades are coming around my eyes, I'm jumping in my ride, I'm heading out tonight. I'm solo, I'm hot and solo, I'm hot and solo, I'm hot and solo, solo. Picking up my blaster, putting it on my side, I'm jumping in my Falcon, Wookie at my side. I'm solo, I'm hot and solo, I'm hot and solo, I'm hot and solo, solo. I'm hot and solo, I'm hot and solo, solo. Now I'm feeling how I should join the alliance, it feels so good. Oh, stop feeling misunderstood. Back in the game, who knew I would? Oh, so fly time I spread my wings. Loving myself makes me wanna sing. No, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Told me get my act together, now I got my act together. Yeah, now I made it through the weather, better days are gonna get better. I'm so happy, the carbon night is gone. I'm moving on, I'm so happy that it's over now. The pain is gone. The shades are coming around my eyes, I'm jumping in my ride, I'm heading out tonight. I'm solo, I'm hot and solo, I'm hot and solo, I'm hot and solo, solo. Picking up my blaster, putting it on my side, I'm jumping in my Falcon, Wookie at my side. I'm solo, I'm hot and solo, I'm hot and solo, I'm hot and solo, solo.
And we are here.
Yes.
We
I
survived.
the con crud.
Yeah, we have survived whatever, Fan Expo 2024. 2 panels. You know, we should give ourselves some award for that. 2 panels in 2 days. We helped wrangle droids and we survived. So
Took about 952,000 pictures.
yeah, I was bad with the pictures, but I do have some 360 film of everyone walking around, and I just got to figure a good place to put the camera next time, because I think that would have been a better thing if I would have had a better place for the camera.
Yeah, I think now that we've done a couple things. So last year we got our kickoff with the panel that you hosted and invited me to, and then this time we got our partnership pretty solid with the droid builders in space, and now a second panel added to that mix. I think the third year is going to be the year that we really kick things up many notches and go into it a little bit more organized than we have so far.
Yeah, and we'll anger the lady for booking things even earlier this year.
Yeah, because if we get that that annoyance out before February,
Yeah.
because I already have, this is gonna sound, pretty unbelievable, but I already have 8 ideas for panels for next year. So
Nice. Yes. Yeah, I was thinking of all the things for panels too, and yeah, there's a couple things. And so anyway, before we get started, Fordo, yeah, well, I'm probably not making it to Celebration. Ken might, but I'm not making it.
it's funny that you say that, because Heather and I actually got our passports with the intention of, hey, who knows, maybe we'll come up with the we'll just find the money randomly this year.
Now, did you get tickets?
No.
Oh, okay. So,
But if we submit for a panel, who knows? We don't.
Who knows? Well, I'm gonna have to let the. I'm gonna again. Even if Zoe gets a panel, she's probably gonna have to go alone. It's not gonna happen for me unless I hit the lottery enough to not quit my job, and uh, and I don't play the lottery, so that's probably not gonna happen.
And it
But
is
I'll
good to
be.
have Fordo back, though.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you're back. Well, I tell you, it's really cool to go to Celebration, but I will warn anyone: once you go, it's hard not to go. Am I not right, Ken?
Oh no, you were 1,000,000% right. I mean, I what is it that the kids say? FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah,
For
it's just
me, it's furious of missing out when it comes to things like Celebration, whether it's looking at everybody's pictures or
yeah.
when they come back, hearing their stories, and you're sitting in the corner going, "Yeah, I wish I could have gone."
Well, and I think my biggest worry is how am I going to get tickets for 2027? Because those tickets sold out ridiculously quick for this one. So, um,
And it's funny that you mentioned 27 because on the drive home, I think it was on the drive home from Fan Expo, Heather and I were talking that 27 may be the best year to go because it'll be the 50th anniversary.
yep,
You know, not saying how much he would be involved, but I would imagine, George would be involved with it, even
I
if
think,
it's, a video feed or
yeah,
a video, an edited video message to the fans, something.
yeah. So yeah, I'm anyway. But back to Fan Expo. Um, so for we did two panels, and we basically watched the Droid Builders booth pretty much all day, Saturday and Sunday, right?
Well, I was there on Friday with them.
And you were there Friday. I was there just Friday to pick up my tickets. Um, but yeah, we were there all day and we saw. I mean, it was a good con. We were across from all the other Star Wars people. There was more droids, but I forgot they had them spread out with the other groups. But we had two R2s and
No, there
a
was three. Who's the yeah, your two R2s. Who's the red topped one?
that was I don't know which one droid that is, but that's Choo Choo's as well, or Dave's. That's Dave's as well.
Yeah,
And then we had
an
what's an
R4.
R5, R4,
Was it
R4.
R5?
I forget. No, that's an R5. An R4 is what's the one that threw its motivator in New Hope? That's R4.
R5.
No, that's R5, D4. I don't know. It's a
A different R.
man. Where's Zoe when I need her? But we had droids and we had Pelimoto there for a little bit on Sunday. Is that Sunday?
Sunday.
We had Pelly there. Um,
And
yeah,
see, that's speaking of Pelly, and Dashim kind of did this. He's the driver of R45. Um, I'm just going to call it that from now on. It's
yeah,
R45. Um, not to be confused with Colt 45. That's different.
right.
Um, I think we should all have when we're not in kit, wear mechanics jerseys.
Yeah, I agree.
You
I
know,
should have worn my triple. I have a 000 mechanics jersey I made.
yeah. But with that in mind, it should be like in universe mechanics jerseys.
Oh
So
yeah.
even to the point where we come up with different character names for
Oh, I'm
ourselves.
I'm I'm down with that. I want a backwards grease covered hat with okay. See now there we go, Ken. You got
Yeah,
another costume I have to build.
yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then I kept harassing the droid builders to do droid parades. And I was like, just go down the thing, turn and go by the celebrities. And they did. And then celebrities came down and checked it out. We had some pretty cool interactions with some of the celebrities, which was cool.
Yeah. So
Was it
James Arnold Taylor
Yeah,
came
James
by.
Arnold. Yeah, and
Emily Swallow.
I was showing him the Han Solo Chronicles. I was showing him and he was like, he was as interested as a guy who had just been signing for 16 hours straight, but he was very kind. And he was cool with like looking at the droids. And I felt bad for Greg because I don't think Greg knew who anyone was.
One of the things I think is interesting about Star Wars celebrities, especially the voice actor celebrities or like the armorer Emily Swallow, who in the show you never see her face.
Right.
um, they were there in that area, and if one person walked by them, 150 people walked by them and had no clue
Right.
whatsoever.
Right.
So I guess that's one of the benefits of being in animation or a masked character, is that
Yeah.
you can hang out with the 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 normal folks, and not necessarily get mobbed as if you were, let's say, I don't know, Jack Nicholson or Hayden Christensen.
Right. Right. Yeah. You get that. Well, you get, and you get a level of fame. And so I thought they were all very nice. And in our panels, we had Saturday's panel. We had a good crowd for Saturday's panel. We give away a helmet.
Yeah, we'll remind everybody what Saturday's panel was.
It was your growing your family growing when Star. I forget the name of my own panel, but it was Star Wars and family. It was an extension of what we did last year. Like last year, we talked about just kind of becoming a family and with Star Wars, and it was just our ever expanding family with Star Wars. It was really good. Keith was there from Kerwin and Keith, Fathers on Galaxy. He was there with his mom, and they listened. And he was wearing his Rex helmet that I had made him last year, which was pretty cool.
Daddy got signed by D. Bradley Baker.
Yeah, that made me.
No, sorry, it was James Arnold Taylor. I think
James Arnold. Yeah, James Arnold Taylor said it. Yeah, that was just so. That made me so happy that he had that helmet to get it signed. So.
And it wasn't even he didn't go to the booth with the intention of getting it signed.
Yeah,
he just went up to talk to them. He put it on the and he signed it.
That's pretty fun. Well, can you imagine if a cosplayer did that and didn't want their helmet signed? You'd be like, what? I
Now
just
gotta
got
make another one.
I just, because some of those Vader helmets are thousands of dollars. Someone sets a Vader helmet up there and someone signs it with a Sharpie.
Big red Sharpie.
Oh,
No, silver, because it have to be silver
yeah.
to show up.
Yeah, that was a good panel, and then we wound up giving away the Royal Guard,
Royal Guard, and 12-inch Darth Vader toy.
Oh yeah, 12-inch Darth Vader. What do they call it? Was that a Gentle sideshow? Or I forget who makes.
I think, that might have been Gentle Giant.
Gentle Giant makes the giant action figure. It was the Macquarie Darth Vader prototype, prototype. Yeah, so concept art. So that was pretty neat. The father and son got that right in the front, and then the girl that got that won the helmet the year before was asking about costumes, and we were talking about costumes with her. So that was neat. Matt and Jeff. Was Jeff there?
No, Jeff wasn't there. He didn't come down until Sunday.
Okay, so Matt was there at the panel, and it was a good panel. It was Safi talked, which is always amazing. So yeah, that was a good panel. And it was a good crowd Saturday. Like it was pretty crowded for that. We handed out almost all the swag we had on the table. So I don't know what happened to it all. It means we have to get cards. This is
one of the things I've been thinking about, also on the drive home, because we have several podcasts in our stable, from Star Wars Geek Girl, Beskar Bucket, Inflatable Falcon, the Rambling Star Wars Fan. What if we got cards made that were? Do you remember the old collector's cards where it was like a set of 6?
Oh yeah, you made a puzzle in the back.
Yeah, you turn it over.
That's not a bad idea. I see. Now, when you do that, here's the thing: when you submit those cards into, like when I got Zoe's made, like if you pay to get artwork done, the price increases ridiculous. So we would have to make sure we pre-did the art as close as possible for the back piece. That's not a bad idea.
The only thing is, then it would just mean that each person would want to get all 6.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. And now just we have to get cards. We definitely have to get cards for our podcast.
Or stickers, because stickers are really popular too.
Yeah, stickers are cool too. Yeah. Stickers are that's the problem. They're another one where I've made patches for Zoe's and I've made stickers. The stickers were the thing I was the least happy with.
Really?
Just because if you want to get a lot of them and you want nice ones, the price goes up. That's why a lot of people that get really nice stickers, they only get a small amount, because there's not a, same with patches. But yeah, we definitely got to get some swag. And then I meant to, did Matt send us the new trailer? Because I know he didn't want us to show the trailer we showed.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't remember what he sent.
He didn't want us to use the trailer we showed before. I mean, because he didn't put the watermark on it or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And
which was for our Sunday panel.
Yeah, so jump to Sunday. So there was a race Sunday, like a marathon outside the convention center.
Yeah, the Broad Street 10-miler.
Yeah, so they made us all feel like we were going to not be at a park. So I got there extra early, which was kind of dumb. But so,
No, I think it was wonderful that it got us there early because then I felt a little less rushed, even though there were moments of nervous tension.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice, and then we had our panel early, so we were there early. And with that, we had Sean Bradley and Matt Mickelson. Talking about their creativity in Star Wars. That panel could have been 3 hours long.
Yes.
And that was just for Matt's answers.
Well, I think all of us, and I in some ways, I feel like I shorted you a bit.
No,
you didn't get.
I just wanted Matt and Sean to talk. I mean, I figured you would steer it in a much more professional way than I did, because I can ramble sometimes.
Well, I did what I could, and I don't know if you noticed this, but the order was you, Matt, Sean, and then Sean, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to end with Matt, so that one of the last things that we did was the trailer.
Yeah.
And I was doing my darndest to be as attentive to time as I could be.
I kept my eye on the time. I mean, I wasn't too. We had a good pacing on that, I thought. And I was like butting in with Matt if I knew, because I want to make sure Sean. But they both, I thought, did a really good job. It was neat to hear. Like I never realized Sean was so thankful for me steering him in that, so that was nice to hear.
And the Galactic Empire.
Yeah, the Galactic Empire. And if you're listening now, you have to go listen to Galactic Empire, and it's a good band. It's playing in Lit soon in a couple weeks. But
to me too, that panel is a weird example, or a wonderful example, depending on how you want to describe it, of you don't necessarily know what kind of connections you're going to make in the world.
Right.
So let's talk about the randomness and pardon me, the wildness of the four of us on that stage.
Yeah.
So I met Sean Bradley in 1993 in a small town in southwestern New York called Alfred. We both went to the same undergraduate college, split up, many, many years apart. You and I come into contact with each other through the Mandalorian Mercs at an armor party,
where I was just a driver.
Where you were driving your daughter to help learn how to make armor for this particular costuming group. You connected with Matt somehow.
So Matt, I connected with Dan Heisey. Matt somehow reached out to Dan and Marty because of C-3PO and Chewie, and then Dan Heisey said, "Hey, Mike, Zoe should have this guy Matt on her show." And so I did like a little pre-talk to him, I can't remember if it was email or texting or something, and I told him what I did. And then he did her show, and then it was forgotten about. And then like right maybe a year before COVID hit or something, I got an email, "Hey, do you know Stormtroopers?" And it was just like that. And Sean, I met at a charity event held in Lancaster, and so I invited him to my house to. We had an armor party. I didn't know him from anybody. And he said, "Oh, I'm going to bring some stuff to demo how to make molds." I was like, "Oh, sure." And I picture him making molds like I do. He comes with like professional setup, and he was showing all kinds of
The
stuff.
vacuum kit and all that stuff.
Yeah. So, and yeah, he made the Shore Trooper helmet that I had. That was like he gave it to me as a gift for inviting him. So yeah, so that's how I met Sean, and then John. We talked multiple times. I met him on TikTok, so it is.
And for to have those just random paths come back together on Sunday of Fan Expo, where the four of us are sitting as peers and in some ways fans of each other's work,
Yeah,
was pretty special. And on top of that, one of our other college friends was upstairs in Artist Alley, Jackie Steyer. She's the Copper Jackie, um, and I've known her once again since 1993.
yeah.
So it's the weird. The world can be weird and magnificent all at the same time.
Well, and then I asked my cousin to come,
Oh yeah,
because he hadn't been to a con. Him and I used to do cons all the time when he was like younger, like and back then the age gap seemed way bigger. Now I'm still older, but anyway, I was just, hey, he got to see me do a panel, so I don't know if that could have been traumatizing for him. I don't know, but he seemed to have a good time. But it's weird how fandoms connect you. I don't know if I
yeah.
could get Craig to do Star Wars. I could probably he could probably do a good Mando. He has some good like fighting and karate skills. He could be like
Well, he
a.
could be a Mando. He could be a rebel.
Nah, I can't with good conscience make anyone be rebels. That's just being a stormtrooper myself. I can't add more rebels to the mix.
Well, sure, make him an officer. Put him in the Imperial
Nah,
Navy.
I picture he'd be who's the guy who does all the martial arts for the Mando? Uh,
Lateef Crowder.
yeah, he'd be like a Latif, I think. You know, so I don't know if Star Wars is his thing, but
Well,
it
sure.
was just neat with those connections. It was you know like I met Kerwin and Keith. I found them, which is funny. I found them because Mark Daniels, who works for Disney, I don't really know him, but he took a picture and was very
The MC
kind.
mark.
Huh?
The MC mark.
Yeah, yeah. We sat in a something at Celebration in Chicago, and then Safi was walking around in 000, and he was so happy to see her and took pictures. It was just so kind. So I just remembered that. And then later on, I messaged him a picture of him and her, and he was really happy. And then later on, I saw him on this show, and he was like, "I'm a guest on this show," and that's how I found Kerwin and Keith. So yeah, that was fun, and that was a good panel. And the gentleman that won that helmet, man, that was like such an excitable person for a clone helmet.
Yeah,
And
the guy who looked like George Lucas.
no, but it didn't no the guy that won the wait which
Brendan, his son Brendan won the helmet.
oh right, but that
He
was
was
the
just
first
like
one.
Luke
Who
Skywalker.
what helmet did we give away?
The clone helmet in the Sunday panel.
Yeah, the clone helmet was what I'm talking about. The gentleman that won the clone helmet was the young guy that was
Oh, the young guy. Okay, I was thinking.
yeah
Okay, yeah,
from that was on the Galactic Star Cruiser and all that
that's
stuff,
right.
and he was so happy.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I got my gifts, my giveaways mixed up.
I think we have to. I think we're gonna have to up our giveaways though. We got to think of something for next year. We gotta really start like around October.
Well,
No,
we need to do it because we've talked about it for a
yeah,
long time, and
we
then
have to have a giveaway update. Like it's just gonna have to be a priority.
yeah, yes, yes. So now that we've got three panels under our belt, 3 panels in 2 years,
Yeah,
it's time for us to really take it seriously.
yeah.
I
We
hope.
can't act like amateurs anymore.
Yeah, we have no excuse anymore.
Right.
And I'm hoping that the folks from Fan Expo are listening and will allow us to come back, because I
Yeah.
think one other panel that could be fun to do. I know we do the family one, but even just connecting through Star Wars, period.
Yeah.
Think about the people who get together at comic book shops and play the Star Wars games, or the folks that meet each other online playing, I don't know, Knights of the Old Republic or whatever. People that show up at conventions and compliment each other's costumes, and next thing you know, they're following each other on Instagram and stuff like that.
Yep. Well, and yeah, and yeah,
I'd also like to figure out a way, and I know we had talked about it before the expo, and we ended up not doing anything like it, is filming little clips, and
yeah,
maybe that's something that we can set up in our booth, an opportunity to have, brief on the spot interviews.
yeah. Yeah, I mean I was bad with pictures in general, but it for me and it's just it's a bad excuse, but this was probably the worst weekend. Something just with Zoe moving, my brain was it took me a while to get my brain back into this mode. So
Well,
uh,
once again, though, I mean, we had 365 and a quarter days to,
that's true. That's true.
so
But it went well. I'm happy with it. But yeah, we have to. The problem, I think, the biggest problem, I think we all ran into was all the steam you have going, and then you have to wait so long to find out if you get in the panel.
yeah,
Like I wish they could say, okay, remember when they were announcing at the end, look, come reserve your table now. I wish they could say, come reserve your panel location now.
yeah,
you know,
exactly, or submit your proposals now.
Yeah, because it's all well and good and to plan stuff, but when you're planning for something that's you're not 100% sure it's going to happen,
Yes.
um, that it kind of just puts it a little harder to like motivate yourself.
And
Um,
do we turn the unifying fandom, the Star Wars network, do we turn that into a community? Do we
yeah.
figure out how to have that become its own thing?
Well, I will tell you that the feedback I got from a bunch of people, and I talked more this past weekend than ever. Um, they said that we have to up our social media game. So I'm gonna have to get on the inflatable Falcon and make because I don't even think I have a Facebook page for that.
You know,
So I'm gonna have to make a Facebook page and just put a slight bit of effort into putting it out there. Um, so
let's make July the 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 destination for beginning it.
yeah, that sounds
So
good.
we'll use June as the brainstorming time, and we'll gladly accept ideas, whether it's from Fordo or Josh or Kerwin and Keith. And one of the things that Kerwin and Keith said when I was on their show earlier, I wasn't on the show, I was just
Yeah, yeah.
connecting with them through chat, is they said that I thanked them for coming to the panel. And they said, yeah, it was great, and they're glad that we're part of the family. So they were talking about all of us, and they said we should get together for a cookout. So
That sounds fine with me. That's
you
perfect.
know,
Well,
so
and I think I think we have enough in the community, like costumers, we have gamers, like you said. We have people that just listen to us because they know us. Like they might not be big into Star Wars, um, but any of those people, like when we're talking to Sean, his uh, Halo stuff makes me almost want to do a Halo costume. When you see his costume, you're like,
yeah,
like there's some costumes out like that Halo stuff and uh, Howard's Cylon are two things I'm like because normally when it's not Star Wars costumes, I'm like I don't care. But those are the two things I'm like, oh, that because that Halo has a lot of the same appeal as the Mando Mercs has, in the sense
yeah.
it's customizable and so
And who knows where we're gonna pick up other fans, followers, or listeners. I mean, I had a friend from work who came in with his whole family, his wife
yeah.
and two kids, and his one kid says, "I'm just so glad to know my dad has a friend at work." I didn't know he had friends.
Well, I had a parent email me about their kids' grades yesterday, and they said, "Oh, and by the way, I don't know if they were just buttering me up so their kid would get a good grade, but I saw your friend Kevin in his TK suit because a guy I work with just got his TK approved, and he did his first troop somewhere in Maryland or Delaware. So I thought that was like it's just Star Wars is getting everywhere. So,
Yep.
um,
And speaking of troop, I actually got to troop this weekend.
oh
You know,
yeah,
I got to, sadly, I had my second, piece break. My all important cod piece broke before the expo even started, but thankfully I was able to get permission to go out cod pieceless.
well that's good. It's not like you had like like a heart shaped underwear underneath it.
Yeah.
So
So, but I got to troop for a few hours, and actually, one of the photos from Fan Expo was, I think, of me
yeah,
and
Marcus,
Marcus.
you and Marcus, yeah, you in that same role. It was you and Marcus, and then it was Safi,
Safi
and then it was me looking like a big fat guy talking to someone.
at the Droid Builders
Yeah, the
table.
droid builders. Whatever angle that all those pictures were taken, like it
Yeah,
just makes me not want to eat food ever again.
and they w- they definitely didn't take the Heather Bishop photography class, because they were all from like low
I
angles
know. But
or like
did they have
really
like a
close.
5-year-old taking pictures?
Yeah,
You know, how can we make him look even worse?
yeah. Fisheye lens or whatever
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that rounds the shape out. I
Yeah.
feel the
So,
same way.
but
Chunkalorian.
yeah, that was fun. I mean, it was definitely, you know, I, I again, I think for me, if we can, I'd like to talk. I think that's a good idea to talk to Dave, and if we just figure out how we can incorporate the droid builders in, so that we don't have to ask for a table. We can just, you know, mosey on up to them. You know, I
Well,
just
I
want
think
to stand. You know,
it's got to be I think having a scene or a setup makes better sense than just a table over here with a couple things on it and then a backdrop. Because one of the things I noticed, even with the pictures that I took, because of the way that things were aligned, no matter what angle I took the picture from, there was a lot of other stuff around it. So the backdrop itself wasn't even a full backdrop.
yeah. I think it was last celebration. I think it was it was a 501st table, or it could have been a droid builders table. They had a tent similar to what the Mando Mercs used to do, but it was set up like a radio tent, and it had places to sit. So the one person who was working the table in costume sat there all the time. And if someone came in, they turned around. Like it was like they were busy, like they were radioing the Empire, and they would spin around and talk to you and stuff. So it could be like that. Like it could be like a workbench thing with a pit droid, and you're just working on it,
Yeah.
either really or not so really, like you can't be sanding or anything, but if you did all that stuff and you just threw the parts in and put them together, you know,
Well,
so
even having just the parts, because when you go to Mubbo's workshop or Bubbo's work, I think it's Mubo's in Galaxy's Edge, there are pieces of droids that are moving around.
mhm.
Even if we had a setup where you had a wall and it's just droid parts, or a box over here with some legs and
Yeah.
arms sticking out. You don't even need complete droids, but to
Well,
have
I
it
think
be
I
something.
think with the droid builders, and I think because of the way the group is, it's almost like we should all come up with our own little setup that fits in a tub, and then when we all show up, they all go together. So,
Yes.
like, if you're not there, it doesn't make it just means whatever you like. You could be the lube station, and I could be the
Yeah.
welding. Okay,
Yeah.
that came
Thanks for that.
that
Yeah.
came
Thanks.
that came across. I was just you.
Yeah, family show.
Okay,
This is
family
a
show.
family show. I'm the soldering station.
Yeah. No,
You're
but
the
I mean, you
welding
know what I'm saying?
station.
Like it
Yeah,
could if we came up with portable stations that could just be put in a tote,
yeah,
that
absolutely.
that then if someone's missing it, it's not missing.
Yeah,
Because I do think the table is almost like that old corporate setup. Like, oh, and no one is going to join the droid builders because you had the right pamphlets. Like it's just not. It's
yeah.
um And
What would be
I still like QR codes on badges. Like I have a set of badges I made at time. Like just make a whole bunch of QR code badges. And someone says, well, what about this? You just flip through them here. Take a picture with your phone. There's your answer. You know.
yeah, or having, I mean, we have a gonk droid. If we had a gonk droid powering a display panel,
Yeah.
and it was, a slideshow of the different droids, and maybe pictures of either droids that other members of the builders have made, or what have you.
Do you think we could make a picture album that looks like an old mechanics book? Like
Like
imagine
the
if you
yeah,
had like
what was that yellow book that you used to get with the cars?
yeah, Shilton. Like a
Shilton's,
Shilton. Yeah.
like a
Like
Shilton's book. Yes.
like a Shilton of R2s, a Shilton of
Yeah.
mouse droids, and then you pull that out and look here, this guy, so
Yeah.
you have a table reference library without it just sitting on a table.
Yes, and maybe, also too with that in mind, instead of necessarily maybe stickers to give away, maybe it's postcard size coloring pages with the different droids, or whatever.
Well, what would be the best stickers would be in universe, like instead of STP, it would be some kind of droid oil.
Yeah, in
That would,
Arabesh.
yeah, and then just have, droid builders on the small thing.
Yeah.
But that's what I think. Like maybe we should talk to Dave, have Dave on here or something. And
Yeah.
because I think that's one of because the droid builders, unlike the other groups, they all work individually pretty much all the time. And then when an event comes, there's no leader to the droid builders. Dave is kind of the leader because he has the most props, but that's it. Like he's not the, like he's a good leader in what he does. But if they need droids, they call them and they kind of all just come together,
So is it like a dance battle to determine the next leader then?
No, they don't have one. And I know you don't believe that, but there is like right now the contact is Dave just because, but it's just because I think he's the one that's kind of started it. But
Is
they
he the
don't.
most talkative of the group? Is that what, like, the most?
No, but that's when they just come together. They're just like, hey, we need
Okay.
droids, and
Okay.
those guys just bring their droids. I mean,
Okay.
they don't have an election. They don't have officers. You know, like they're just on the mailing list, and then anyone that's when the droid thing, he just sends emails out. Hey, we're gonna, you
Okay.
know, and that's how most of the droid builders worldwide are.
Gotcha.
I mean, they have a little, like I think California, they're a little more formal just because they get called a lot by bigger stuff. But overall, because there's not a lot of them. Like the droid, the entry level to get into the droid builders is a little harder, I think, than the costumings overall. Like that's a level of commitment that some is hard for some people. I'm only in because of 000, which still makes no sense to me, but because that's not even a droid, but
Well, it is in
it is,
universe.
but it's a costume. But I just got to get something, a mouse droid, a chopper, or something. You know, I don't see myself. I looked at those R2s and I'm like, I just don't see how this is possible for me to build one of these. I just,
See, what I would like to do is commission one.
yeah,
But then again, after listening to them talk, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to commission one either.
yeah. Well, someone wanted to sell me one, an R2 that was like, it was all the parts. Actually, he stopped by, and I think it was like $3,500 a couple years ago, like right when
Yeah.
COVID hit.
Yeah, let me start over. I don't want to
Yeah, well, that's
commission a
like
droid.
$35 might as well been $50,000 for but I can do a mouse droid for under 200, so just do a mouse droid because mouse droids got a little more since Mando, with all those sirens and stuff like that. Mouse droids have a little more cachet than they did in New Hope. So
Although, going back to the droid parade or whatever, it would be cool to have a couple mouse droids available,
oh yeah,
and set up mouse drag racing or mouse obstacle course.
yeah,
You gotta maneuver your droid through the maze to get to the cheese.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that's the mouse droid, especially for those that are like remote control car drivers and stuff. If you get a hold of the specs for a mouse droid, it's a Traxxas Bandit race car, and then I think you have to take the shocks off, and they sell these plastic things that because it can't have shocks on it, it has to like drive rigid, and then it's just a 2-piece vacuum form kit with some greeblies on it, and that's your mouse droid. Some sounds. Most of the sound they just use Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just throw a Bluetooth speaker in there, and then they just use their phone.
That's funny.
Because you don't want to put anything super heavy, because when those things wreck, man, they wreck pretty good. But I saw a mouse droid plow over a little kid one time. Someone set all the droid builders will tell you never set a live controller down. Like when you set it down, the R2s have a lockout switch up under this curtain. They can turn it off, and it turns the drive wheels off. So if someone grabs it, they can't drive it. So someone set their mouse droid controller down, and the mouse droid was sitting out there, and this little kid just grabbed it and grabbed the power thing, and that just thing went off and it hit like a 2-year-old kid. And just now, no one got hurt. I think the mouse droid lost some parts, but it looked worse than it was. But it was funny because I was like filming, and I just stopped filming. I would have had it on film if I,
You do mouse droid drag racing.
Yeah, they had they had that at not drag racing. They had like circuit racing in Chicago, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they were using the droids from Batu, I thought.
Yeah. That's I don't know. Yeah, that's mouse droids. That's an easy. That's like a 1-day build. So, but yeah, that
could be the next armor party.
Yeah, mouse droid party. I wonder what the vacuum form. I know someone that makes them, but I don't want to buy them from him because he's kind of an idiot. Wonder if anyone else makes the vacuum
I would bet money on it. And for all we know, if we could put it in the right request, to our friend who does a lot of vacuum forming, who knows?
Yeah. I never thought of that.
Because the other thing with that, I mean, you said that it has a certain chassis, certain body. You could build just a mouse droid without the go parts.
Yeah.
Just have it be a stationary kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to do some more things with QR codes.
Oh, definitely.
People ask about the inflatable Falcon. Oh, here, zap this.
Yeah, I got a lot of laughs from that when I was talking to people about that, because I don't think they really understood.
Well, I guess the QR code for the Han Solo Chronicles wasn't fully finished. And so I don't know if he paid the monthly dues or whatever, but I'm not sure that's how QR codes work, but I guess.
Yeah, Matt maybe Matt got he might have bought the wrong, But I'm looking up a Traxxas Bandit right now. I just want to see what a Traxxas Bandit costs, if they even still make them. A lot of times they don't make. And there's a lot of parts for them. Traxxas Bandit. And I don't see a Traxxas Bandit here. Yeah, there's a band. No, that's a waterproof kit. And I don't know where you buy remote control cars, but I was just checking Amazon.
They got hobby shops and stuff like that, depending on where you are.
Here we go. Traxxas Bandit 1/10 buggy 145. There's a couple different ones, but it looks like between 145 and 229, brand new, for a Traxxas Bandit. So there you go. If you want to join the Droid Builders. And the Mandos, too. There was a lot of good custom Mandos. I didn't get a picture, but did you see the one Mando that had like the World War II skull?
Yeah.
I mean, the flying tiger teeth on it. Stuff.
Yeah.
That was. I didn't get a picture of him, but that was a really good costume.
That's one thing I got to do a much better job of, is balancing attending the event and participating in the event, because they're not necessarily the same thing.
Yeah.
I did what I could to capture some of them, and then there are other times where I just felt like all of these great things were whizzing by me, and I just wasn't. I was appreciating it from a distance, but
Well,
not.
and I think I think for me, especially if we're going to try to work with the droid builders and to do some stuff, I almost feel like I have to make myself a schedule. Like, okay, from this time to this time, just take pictures. Just, shut
Yeah.
up. You don't have to talk to everybody about the inflatable Falcon, and just take pictures. You know, um, and I think we'll have to hit our inflatable Falcon contact up and see if we can do more for inflatable Falcon stuff.
Well, if only we knew someone that lived near their headquarters.
Well, or if we knew someone that's going out there in July. Me, we're going out in a week. We're going for a week, so and we have a
Nice.
few free days. So
Are you staying with the Rogue Rebels?
no, we're gonna get a hotel like halfway between them because the Rogue Rebels they're like 40 minutes from Zoe, which to us around here 40 minutes out in California they act like 40 minutes is like a day trip. I'm like, oh no, that's 40 minutes away. Don't go there. It's like, all right. So yeah, we'll be hanging with them a little bit.
That's
And
cool.
happy birthday, Sal. I think his birthday was yesterday. So
Oh, I thought it was today.
is it today?
I don't know. I wished him one today.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I don't
I'm a
know.
fake friend.
Fake friend, man. Come on. And I hope John gets back. I hope John gets back from his secret missions so we can recap because John did a whole bunch of trooping. I think he trooped himself silly.
Yeah, he missed troop time.
Yeah, he missed troop time. So you trooped. I did not troop. I don't know where I would have put my armor because I had that whole tote full of all kinds of electronic doodads and doohickeys. Um,
Well, you
so
would have just bought another tote.
yeah, I love bringing multiple totes through Philadelphia. That was not fun when we left because were you there when we were just waiting to get the car in the garage?
No, I left before that because
And it was
I felt
the line was all the way around the building, so we just all took it out the side, and Dave didn't even come through. We just loaded his car. We just made like two between all of us. We got it all out in 2 trips. So we just left Dave and Greg down there to load cars, and we just like shuttled stuff down. So
yeah, because unfortunately they had to clean out the celebrity area to
yeah,
make
yeah, yeah. It was good. I mean, but the celebs were there was some still hanging, but I was happy that we got to see Pelly, and I was happy that it was just fun. I got to see Vanessa Marshall and my cousin. I got my cousin Craig to come, which was really fun.
Yeah, that was great.
Um,
So when we get together next week, we should do the Bad Batch recap, the recap
oh,
of the um, Tales of the Empire.
right. Well, but okay. So before we end, what's coming up with the Rambling Star Wars fan?
So I was supposed to have an interview last weekend, but because of some sicknesses and schedule kind of stuff, I wasn't able to do that. Um, I was gonna work on getting some audio from you from our panels
Yeah.
to put up as a special thing, and as a side adventure from the Rambling Star Wars fan. I'm gonna be putting together another show with Todd Lake. He's been working on a custom Mandalorian kit, and so we're gonna, get together and start talking Mando lore and history related to different Mando characters and
No,
stuff like that.
is
So
it like is it a brand new podcast or is
yeah,
it okay? Do you have
yeah.
a name for it yet?
Yes, but I don't want to put it out in the universe yet
Ah,
because I
okay.
want to make sure that we both agree to it. It sounds like we both do, but I just want to make sure, and
We're
we actually
slowly
are.
we're slowly getting more podcasts out.
you like so unfortunately the podcasts are becoming like costumes. Meaning, oh, here's an idea, so I'm going to do this. So before you know, so we've got this show that you and I do together, Rambling Star Wars Fan, which is mostly a solo show, and now there's the possibility of another. You're going to do Garrison Karita's or Karita
Karita
Cast,
Cast.
Karita Cast.
It's not related to Garrison Karita. I was
Ah, okay.
I was told when I started that by the powers that aren't in charge anymore that I had to make sure I said that it was unrelated to Garrison Karita. So
So are you going to change the name to formerly known as?
no, it's Karita Cast. No. I mean that's
Okay,
the Karita. It's not. It's the planet in the Star Wars universe. So it was just two guys from Karita, but the first episode we did, they had a fit. We thought they'd be like, oh, it's really cool. They're like, now make sure you say it's not official. You're not related to us. So I was like, okay. So that was just like a running. It was similar to the running joke of our super secret armor parties that weren't so
gotcha.
super secret, weren't so super or secret.
And they weren't always armor
And they
parties.
weren't on his armor parties. It's a whole bunch of people getting together and eating slushies. So
But yeah, so we're actually gonna get together next Tuesday night to do our like our origin story of that. And the way we've talked so far, it'll be a monthly thing.
you can use this software if you'd like, or
This, yeah, that's cool.
as long as I'm not using it that night, just
Okay,
and then you'll just pull your make sure you pull
the
your
audio or whatever.
video off of it. But
Okay,
yeah, I think you can make another profile and just have him on as a guest, and
okay,
I mean, I'm paying for it. If I pay the same no matter if it gets used once a week or it gets used 10 times a week. So,
gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'll
um,
think about that. So we were gonna do Zoom, but if this works, this works.
yeah, I mean, because you don't have to do live.
Yeah, we're
You
not doing that. We're right now. Our plans are just to have it be audio anyway because I look much better in an audio podcast.
right. But what would be nice is to have the backup video because then you could use that for clips and promos.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you could have I mean, you could literally have a part where you refer someone to look, check out the audio or the video
Yeah,
on our blah blah page.
yeah.
So that's cool. Well, then we definitely expect that you guys have to be on this show to promote it once you get it up and running.
Yeah, and what I might do is have an alter ego. So when I'm, you know, Ken the tired Mandalorian, I'm wearing glasses, and when I'm not
Oh, yeah,
Clark
where'd Ken go? It's Clark Kent. It's
Clark Ken
Clark Kent. Yeah. So
Kend
yeah. So yeah. No, and I speak with a British accent. So just
or an
or
Australian one. Right?
Australian.
Yeah, that
No, a really bad Crocodile Dundee, um, or
Steve Irwin, like
yeah,
the
yeah,
combination.
yeah,
Crikey,
Crikey, yeah,
she's a
Crikey Dragon.
she's a beaut.
So
Now that I've insulted all of our friends from Australia, Clem, I
yes, well, I don't
apologize.
know if we have any Australian listeners. I'll have to
We
look at the
do.
YouTube thing.
I'm pretty sure we do. I think my friend Clem has listened to this before.
Okay, well, that's good. Um, no, yeah, we'll have to do that because Safi and I we talked this weekend about the Karita cast, and we're going to at least get an episode up by the end of May. Um,
Nice.
and it's going to mainly be costuming, and it'll be um, just talking about CRLs and then her costuming skills, her foam skills. Um, so if she keeps up her foam um, skills, because that wrecker we saw was all foam,
Yeah.
you know. So we'll have the Karita cast. We'll get John. John will have to interview you guys on the best car bucket.
We'll do the rounds.
I do have another copy of Bo and Wrecker. I just have to put it up on my feed.
Nice.
My desk is just covered with SD cards right now, and I just have to load them up. And I looked at the only footage I looked at because it was the one on top was the 360 footage, and then I realized how much of a pain in the neck it is to edit that. So I was like, I'll just look at this weekend.
Okay.
So, but I'll put them as soon as I'll put the raw ones up. Maybe tomorrow I'll throw them in so you can have them and put them up on the Rambling Star Wars fan.
And what I might start doing this weekend, in addition to the deep thoughts in Star Wars, is I might start sharing, handfuls or a couple pictures from Fan Expo, because I did take some on my own camera and
Yeah.
see if I can get any of the people that were at Fan Expo in costume to connect that way. There was a couple people that wanted me, when we were talking, like, oh, do you have Instagram? Here's my thing. So they told me their thing, and I completely forgot to tell them about the Rambling Star Wars fan of the Inflatable Falcon, that they should follow us. So we'll figure this stuff out.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure our world is getting larger.
Yes, and at the same time smaller. Like I was saying earlier, the ways the stars align for the four of us to be on
Yeah.
stage together Sunday
Yeah.
was quite fun.
Well, and I know Dave wants to start a podcast for the
The droid
droid
builders.
builders. And I've been telling him for years that he has to have one droid builder and one non-droid builder as hosts. I just think that would, because the droid builders, that's a heavy lift when you're talking about building droids,
Well,
like,
it all depends on how it's organized.
well, right. But I'm saying that's what you need. You need almost like a straight man, or whatever you would call it, the common man, to ask the questions in the common man's way,
Yeah.
So.
Well, thanks for another great episode.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I think that's our Fan Expo recap. I'm looking at too many things here. Let me get our outro, and hopefully we get some new subscribers on YouTube from this, because our panel from last year's rerun got us subscribers. So it very hurt my feelings if we don't get any subscribers from this. All right.
Welcome back, Fordo. It was good to see you, buddy.
Yes, man. Keep working hard in college. It might seem like a pain now, but when you're done, you'll be super, super happy you did it. And
you'll have the scars to talk about forever.
Yes. All right, guys. Have a good night. May the force be with you.
Always.
Starships, but then my Falcon's hyperdrive just slipped. I used to worry about the future, but then I threw my caution to the wind. I had no reason to be carefree, no, until I took a trip to the treetop side of town. Yeah. You know, I heard that wicked rhythm. Hey, I had no choice but to get down, dance. Woo! There's nothing I don't need to do but dance. All these bad times I'm going through, just dance. Got cash shaking my heels tonight, baby.
No disrespect to my man here, but you ready for the real deal superstar?
Nothing new. Stuck in this jungle, like water. I need a cure to make it through.